Hey fellow book lovers, welcome back to the Bibliovert channel. My name is Jacqueline, and for today's video I am so excited because I'm going to be talking about the books that are on my May TBR. Now, for the most part, I make a TBR, I don't stick to it. I am such a mood reader that I just go way off the path that I had originally chosen. Except this month, I am so excited about all of these books that I feel like I might actually stick to a TBR for once. So I'm super pumped about that. The first several are actually going to be books that are for the Bibliovert podcast. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all of those out of the way so you don't have to keep hearing me talk about it. But I'm so excited about this. They're actually rereads. And they're some of my favorites. But the first one that we are doing, this episode comes out on May 16th. It is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. Y'all, this book, this was actually my first ever romance novel. And I think I made a video about it, like trying out rom-coms and stuff like that. This book is so good. It's basically a gender-bent pretty woman with amazing representation, and I just absolutely love it. This is also one of Allie's favorites, and this series as a whole is just really great. So I'm going to be rereading this one, and I am so thrilled. It's just like, I can't wait. I cannot wait. The next two, we're actually doing them in tandem together for an episode. So this one's coming out May 30th, and we are going to both be doing A Touch of Darkness and A Game of Fate. So we're going to be doing them in the same episode, which I'm super excited about because A Touch of Darkness and Game of Fate by Scarlett St. Clair, this is a Hades and Persephone retelling. So this is from Persephone's point of view, and this is the exact same story from Hades' point of view. And y'all, they're both really good. Like really good. Some of my favorites. I love this series. So basically this series is a urban fantasy modern retelling of Hades and Persephone. Y'all, this series is what started my love for Hades. Actually, I take that back. I loved Hades even as like when I was a middle schooler going through my Greek mythology phase. But this like really solidified my love for Hades, and this series as a whole is just really great. And I'm really excited to talk about it, and I'm excited to talk about them in tandem because they really do have, like, I was worried that we wouldn't get a whole lot new perspective. It would just obviously be the same story being retold, just slightly different. But especially the Hades side, there's so much going on that we don't see in A Touch of Darkness that we finally get to peek into with A Game of Fate and just Hades' story in general. And it is exquisite. Absolutely exquisite. So I think that this is going to be a really cool and fun way to kind of get to talk about both of the same stories going on but different books, and oh, I just can't wait. And the last one is like pseudo podcast related. I am so excited about this one. It comes out on May 24th, and it is The Inadequate Heir, which is like the spin-off series from Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen, which is one of my favorite series of all time. It's so good. So this is about two different characters that we meet in Bridge Kingdom. And y'all, I think it's gonna be really good. And then the next day we get to interview Danielle L. Jensen. And I'm not okay because she's one of my favorite authors. So that episode will be coming out in June, but I'm just so excited. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I think I'm going to stay up all night reading it, and then I just cannot wait to talk to her about how incredible her book is. The audiobook is already out, so if you enjoy audiobooks, then definitely go check it out. I've heard absolutely wonderful things about it. Okay, so moving on, y'all. When I say I nearly combusted when I received this mail, I about lost my mind. And the fact that I have waited like weeks to do it is truly a sign and testament of my self-control, because all I have wanted to do is read this book. But I received an ARC in the mail of My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. This comes out on June 6th. I am so so excited about it. This book is about a spunky second grade teacher who wants to go on vacation with her brother to Cape Cod, and when they finally arrive, there is a dead body in their rental. Now enter a handsome and hunky bounty hunter who is determined to solve this crime on his own, but our second grade teacher is a true crime podcast aficionado and is desperate to join him in solving this crime. And so this just sounds like such a fun time. I think he's just like grumpy and jaded and closed off, and she just sounds like so much fun, super cute, absolutely adorable. And it just sounds like it's going to be absolutely hilarious. So this is kind of like, this is my treat that I've promised myself, that when I get all of my work done, I can start reading this book. So this one is going to be very, very, very high on my main TBR, and I cannot wait. So sticking on the rom-com track, on May 3rd, Under One Roof by Ali Hazelwood is released on Kindle, and I cannot wait. So Ali Hazelwood has written 3 novellas that she's releasing in May, June, and July. And then she's releasing her second novel, and it comes out at the end of August, Love on the Brain. And I am excited about every single one of them. Now, all 3 of the novellas have already been released on audiobooks, so again, definitely go check that out if you do like audiobooks. But you better believe that on May 3rd, like ASAP, I'm going to be reading this one. I am so excited. It is essentially about Mara, who is an environmental engineer and is very eco-friendly, very conscious of the earth, and she moves in with a big oil lawyer, and they have very different opinions on the environment. And it's kind of like the roommates, the forbidden love, so much tension. I have heard absolutely incredible things about this book, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I love everything that Ali Hazelwood does. She can literally do no wrong in my eyes. So I'm very, very excited about this one. On the 19th, the 4th book in one of my favorite series that I read last year is coming out. And I'm so excited because where it left off on book 3 was painful. So I really, 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 really need to like know what happens next. But the book is Glow, and it is in the Plated Prisoner series. So if you've seen Guild by Raven Kennedy, this is the series. Y'all, it is so good. And it literally gets better with each book. First book, good. Second book, exquisite. Third book, an absolute work of art. I mean, so good. So I cannot wait for Glow. If you are interested in reading the series, please check out the Trigger Warnings. It is also an adult dark fantasy romance series, so please, please, please know that going into it, because there are quite a few triggers that happen in this book. However, if you do read it, let me know what your thoughts are, because I would love to talk to someone about this series. It's so good. I just realized I didn't even talk about what the series is. So basically this book is a King Midas retelling, and I don't want to give too much away because there are quite a lot of twists and turns that happen throughout the book. But basically the first book is about a girl named Arn who is gold plated, and she is kept away and separate, quite literally in a cage, and is the king's pet. And it's just all about her growth and her journey of realizing her own worth and what she can bring to the table, and just the way that she views the world, and like the hope that she is so beautiful. Like, her character development is one of my all-time favorites that I've ever read in the series, and she is just such an incredible character, and the characters that we meet along the way are just so good. But again, I don't want to give any spoilers, so that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so this next book, I'm super, super excited about because someone that we follow on Bookstagram and love so dearly has written this book, and I am just so impressed with her and amazed with what she was able to write and do. And I've only read snippets, but everything I've seen has been so incredibly good. But it is Hellfire by Marielle Pomeroy. If you follow her on Bookstagram, she's Book Daddy. She makes the most amazing reels ever. I absolutely love her. But I got my hands on this book, and can we talk about how absolutely stunning that is? Like, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So now that I have it in my possession, I really, really want to read it. It just sounds absolutely amazing. Our main character runs away from home and goes to the only place where she feels like she couldn't be found, which is in enemy territory, and she basically barters her soul for 7 days to stay there. So I think this book happens over 7 days, and it just sounds like a really, really great time. So I'm super, super excited to read this one. I'm so proud of Mers and what she has done. Just absolutely impressed with her and amazed and in awe. So I can't wait to read this one. But that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what books you are going to be reading in the month of May. And I would also love to hear if you enjoyed them or not. So please leave a comment down below the books that you're reading. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. We do a bunch of bookish content and just have a really great time. I know I mentioned this earlier, but we do have a podcast called the Bibliovertpodcast. We have an episode that goes out every single week. We've been doing a lot of author interviews recently and just have the absolute best time. So check that out as well. We're on Apple, Spotify, and Google Play. And then lastly, we have a Patreon that is just so much fun. It is an absolute blast. We have a chat that is filled with some of the most incredible people that we have had the absolute pleasure of getting to know. We also do a book buddy read every single month, and then we have a date at the end of the month to chat about that book. And it's just like a really fun corner of the internet. You can also check us out on Instagram over at the Bibliovertpodcast. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a fantastic day, happy reading, and I'll see you next time.